Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
My name is Breeze. This is the MMA Breeze show, and today we got Jordan Young, man, a PFL fighter. What are you feeling right now ahead of your first PFL fight?
Feeling a little excitement. It's always a good feeling to know that you're about to get paid, especially when you're going to put on a massive full performance with it. I think that this performance is going to boost my stock in the right direction.
Okay, good to hear. I mean, we're excited because I was listening to you talk about your last fight. Obviously, it didn't go your way. It was your first loss. You were undefeated. It was just a decision loss, but you said you had some things there to work out. You had surgery. So I wanted to ask, how excited are you to come back, get back in the winning column, and show us some new things?
Absolutely. I'm very excited. It's double the excitement because at first, of course, when you lose, you want to get right back and you want to get it back. But then I had the injury. So that's two things. You know what I mean? When you're injured, you start to miss the sport, start to miss training and the hard grind. And then we had COVID. So that's three things, you know what I mean? So there's just a lot in between my last fight and this fight that's happening. And then if you want to add a fourth thing, I had all those opponents fall out this last time that I came out here for the PFL. So it's just been a long delay, but I've stayed busy and stayed focused the whole time.
Right on, right on. And just, thinking about some silver lining there, did you feel like maybe now getting an inside scoop of how things work with the PFL fight week and all that good stuff, do you feel like maybe that gives you a little bit of advantage in preparations for this go around?
100%. Coming out here last time and then accepting so many different names on short notice and then going through that roller coaster and then getting paid ultimately, getting the money was I was able to go home, get a new house, set up a very nice environment around myself. And then right after establishing this new environment, I finished out 2.5 weeks of training at American Top Team. And then, we came back out here. We're still in great shape. I'm very healthy, very fresh. I didn't take any damage, obviously, because I didn't fight. And I feel like I'm in great position to score these points, get on into the tournament. And they just announced that the tournament's going to be coming back to Florida to be at the Hard Rock, which is my backyard. So I think that it would be good for me and the PFL. I can bring a lot of people to that venue, and it would create my name as well.
Absolutely. We're pumped about that as well. I mean, you like you said, you had three opponents scheduled for that last bout for your PFL debut, and they all fell out, one way or another. Out of those three guys, there was a lot of media on you and Vinny, but was there one in particular that you were just like, damn, man, I really wish I got that fight?
You know, all of them, all of them for different reasons. The first guy, Shamilio Rama, everybody kept talking about how tough he was. He's a former heavyweight champion, a hard hitter. We were gonna bang it out. I was looking forward to the violence that fight would have brought. The second guy, Vinny, everybody keeps saying that, oh, Jordan's a jiu-jitsu fighter and this, that, and the nine. Vinny is a jiu-jitsu fighter. I'm a guy who can fight, and I happen to submit a lot of people. I was gonna show the difference between an MMA fighter and a jiu-jitsu fighter. And the last guy, whatever, we're not even gonna say his name because he didn't want to show up. He didn't even have a reason. He
That was weird,
he
right?
yeah, nah, he was just pure pussy. You know what I mean? No way around it. He didn't want the action, and you know, he's just that was a weird situation. And that guy just he wasn't on my level. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was a steroid user who happened to, I see his manager is Tiki out there in California. I think he was able to weasel his way into position. I see he's set to fight and make his debut with the UFC now. I think he weaseled his way into that position as well.
Wow, that's actually very interesting. He was there ready to go come fight week, or I think even fight day, he was ready and then dropped on you, if I'm not mistaken. He
Yeah.
was with the UFC. Wow,
Yeah.
it's funny how it goes. That's funny. Thanks for sharing that. In preparation to this fight, I saw you were working with Dewey Cooper. He's been a great addition to Bubba Jenkins' career. How has he been for you in preparations to the PFL debut, and how instrumental has he played in your camp?
So Dewey is my Las Vegas connection. I started training with Dewey, I believe, in like 2018. I went out to Las Vegas and put in some work with him, and his mentality and his mindset. I've always, that's a voice I hear in the back of my mind. He's somebody that I look up to, and anytime we get together, it's real hard work. The last time when we got together and trained, we got a lot of good work in. I was able to go home, send him some money, get him paid, and we set it up. He's not around me during my actual camp at this moment. I'm at American Top Team in South Florida, but he has Bubba Jenkins, and those guys fight the week before I fight. So it worked out last time and this time as well for me to get a good solid 3 to 4 sessions in with him. And it's just good, sharp work. It keeps me focused, and it's motivating.
Oh, okay, cool. And what makes Dewey so special? Because he gets so much praise from you guys there at PFL.
Yeah, so Dewey, he's just a guy that he's gonna make you work hard. You can't control the pace with him, or how hard you're gonna work, and he's gonna bring the best out of you. You know what I mean? He might tell you one more rep, you do one more rep, and he says one more, champion, you do one more, and he says one more for the road. You end up putting in 5 reps instead of 1 rep, and it's like that every practice. He brings the most that you can give. He takes it out of you.
Right on, right on. As far as other bodies that you've been working with, you're at a very stacked gym, American Top Team. Who's been some of your go-to training partners? And in this camp and just in general.
So I was using Christoph Jotko a lot for my last camp. I was also training with Josh Da Silva. I think I pronounced the last name right. Conan's son. He's the head coach's son. He's fighting in the LFA. I believe he's 4-0 or 5-0 right now as a light heavyweight. He's a solid
Yeah,
fighter, and he wrestled in college. He's a
NC
southpaw.
State, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
my
So
buddy was training partners with him at State. I'm here in Charlotte, so yeah, I knew one of my best friends rolled with him, and so I've been keeping an eye on him. He's looking sharp.
yeah, 100%. So I used him a lot for this camp. He's similar sized. I think he's a better wrestler and a better striker even at southpaw. So I used him, and that was my focus for this camp.
Right on, man.
Right now, I
So
got my boy Jose Diaz out here, Suavecito. He's from California. He's down here to help me. He's also giving me a southpaw look. So yeah, that's the crew I've been working with.
awesome, man. Awesome. Definitely not short on professionals down there at ATT. Your next opponent, Tom Lawler, he's a very decorated fighter. He's a veteran. He's been in the UFC. He's fought top people like Chris Weidman. But, he is on the older age of the spectrum as far as martial artists go. And he hasn't won a fight since 2015. How do you think you match up to him level wise?
He has a lot of experience. No disrespect to Tommy, but I don't think we're in the same ballpark at all. I think that I'm faster, stronger. I think I'm more athletic. I think I have better striking, better grappling, more ways to finish the fight. Um, you know, I can respect his toughness and his experience, how long he's been in the game, but um, things like that against a guy with my size, my range, and my skill set, could get him hurt. You know what I mean? I hope he doesn't be too tough against me.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna land those shots, and I think that they will set them down.
Awesome. And just from a pure enjoyment standpoint, what is a better feeling for you, or would be a better feeling for you in this bout, to walk away with another submission victory, which you've had plenty, or just to KO him and put him down that way?
Uh, I would like to KO him. I think a KO would retire him, and I think the KO also would bring some more viewers my way, and that's always good in this day and age in the sport. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
at the same time, either way it goes, cashing 2 checks is ultimately the best feeling.
I know it. I know it. And so you're very young in the sport still. You're accomplished for sure, and you're fighting one of the top organizations. How do you feel about PFL so far? And do any of those other major organizations float around in the back of your head?
PFL is amazing. I came here from Bellator. I had 7 fights in Bellator, and I can tell you from firsthand experience. I know Bellator is not working with Showtime, but from my experience working with Bellator and their staff, their social media team, and working with the PFL and their staff social media team, it's a better situation in the PFL, at least for me. Every fight is different. The PFL, they showed me what they thought I was worth, and they gave it to me. And they've taken great care of me as far as promoting me, and just keeping me in the know. You know what I mean? I know when I'm going to fight. I know what's going on. And I feel like we have a good business relationship. So the UFC is definitely somewhere I'll fight in the future. But right now I'm handling business in the PFL. I'd like to establish my name, get a little bit more finance behind my name, and later in the future, I could see myself competing in the UFC most definitely.
Awesome, awesome. Because you're 26, correct?
Yeah, 26 years on.
26. Yeah, man. You got plenty of time. So I'm excited to see where you go, even if you stay. I mean, PFL obviously has a bright future, but are you one of those guys that believes, in order to be one of the greats, do you believe that you have to perform in the UFC and win a belt in that organization?
If you want to be an all-time great, then yeah, because even if you won every belt in every other organization except the UFC, they'll say, okay, but how would he have fared with so and so in the UFC? So you definitely have to go there and compete if you want to be, if you want your name to go down in that history. But um, I'm not in any rush to do it, and I would like to own a house before I go there. I'd like to be in a situation where I'm not feeling forced or pressured into anything, any decision I make there is only affecting my career, not my actual personal life, you know?
Absolutely. And then just as far as the day to day goes with the fight week that you had, even though you didn't get a fight, how has the PFL handled the bubble life? And I know some fighters have been vocal about it's tough, and some people have said it's been really great. Actually, what was your perspective on that?
I mean, listen, the people who can't do the bubble, they probably would go crazy if they ever had to go to jail for any period of time. You know what I mean? You gotta be comfortable with yourself. You gotta be able to sit in a room and not go crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm the individual who could do that. For me, you could look at it like this isn't your friend, like it's a something you don't want to do, and then it becomes tough. But if you look at it like it's just a part of the business trip, and I've actually looked at it as a benefit, as a time that I can lock in and focus and make the weight cut easier on myself and just focus on the fight itself and things that are going to help me win the fight, not so much like real life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that way, it's been a benefit for me. So the bubble's not too tough for me.
Cool, man. Cool. And then back to the promotion aspect. You said they've been doing a great job promoting you. I know they have the whole connection with ESPN MMA, which on Instagram used to be just like a lot of UFC highlights, but now with PFL, you're seeing PFL highlights, and
Mhm.
come onto that big channel. Just for a moment, if you can't speak on how PFL has been promoting you and how they plan to promote you.
They just they put me on their social media. They make sure that my face comes across that social media frequently. They don't leave me out there. They make sure that we've already spoken about, if you go in there and you get finishes, they're going to promote that. They're going to make sure it's blasted. And they've done some cool highlights in the past. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year with some of the animations and whatnot. Um,
Mhm.
Also, just like this interview, they're constantly hitting me up, giving me interviews. Anything I ask for, I get. If I was to hit them up right now and tell them I want more media, I'm sure I would get more interviews. If I hit them up and told them that I had a good video of me training and I'd like it posted, I'm sure they'd post it on their page and tag me. So it's just not even so much about what they have done, it's about what I feel they would do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I feel like they're in the business of Jordan Young and I'm in the business of PFL. So it's the way it should be.
Sick. Yeah, I know like my experience, I've covered a lot of different virtual events in
Mm,
MMA, and PFL has been nothing short of smooth sailing. Tani's been great. I know she's the one
yeah.
that plugged us together. So they're good people over there from my experience. So I'm excited to watch everybody grow within the organization, and it's going to be a good time. As far as training goes, what gets you out of bed more, to go to a grappling class or to go to a kickboxing type class?
Hmm, Depends, like I guess who I'm fighting and how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? There's always a grind to be put in on grappling. You know what I mean? You have to stay sharp there. With striking, it can be a little more of a knowledge thing, in my opinion. Like if you know how to feint, you know how to stay calm and read strikes, and you have great timing. If you're great at breaking people's rhythm, those are things that you know how to do mentally. And if you can uh, tell your body to do them and perform during sparring or an actual fight, you'll do them.
Let's just end it off with a couple fight picks for this PFL event. We got some hot matchups coming up. We'll start with the main event. We got Brittany Elkin and Clarissa Shields. A lot of hype. How do you see that going down?
I'd like to see Clarissa Shields win. I like that. You know, she's one of the first and only boxers to venture over into this realm, and you know, she's putting her money where her mouth is, and she seems to have a good mindset and a good attitude about the sport and what she wants to accomplish. So I think she'll do well. All she has to do is keep this Brittany girl off of her. You know what I mean, as far as takedowns go, and if she can stay on her feet, I think that it'll be smooth sailing. I think Bubba. There's a
Oh,
reason why you know Bubba's name and not the other guy. Bubba's a slick, you know, he's a strong, slick grappler, and you know, his
yeah.
striking seems to be coming along. He's working with Dewey Cooper. I know they just opened the gym together, and
Mhm.
his last fight over Lance Palmer, it was smooth sailing. He used his
Yeah.
jab, he used his footwork, and he didn't really get put in any danger during that fight.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Jordan. I'm very excited to see you break into the PFL. You know, you're a very talented fighter. I'm sure you got a bright future ahead of you in this organization. So thank you so much, man. I'll be watching, and hopefully we can do this again before your next fight.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate the interview. You know, it was a good one, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again.